I'm Audie Maguire. I own the Patriot. The Patriot is a build a couple of friends of mine and I decided to build for the OP build-off in Nebraska. She's not even a year old. It took us 9 months to build it. I'd say about 8 months of that was just doing the chassis work. It is a rat rod, so we used what we had. We had a 1-ton dually, so we used the K-member and the rear end out of the 1-ton dually. We had the cab and the grill. The engine's what's pretty special about this thing, besides the chassis, is the engine's air-cooled Duetz twin turbo out of the Patriot missile radar system generator. Air-cooled Duetz twin turbo out of the Patriot missile radar system generator. That's pretty special. That normally catches everyone's eye. That and the fact that we stuck it to a turbo 400 transmission. It makes its own air by forcing it through a little turbine, oil pressurized turbine. It's very similar to a Volkswagen or a Harley Davidson because it has its own jugs, its own cylinders. We mated it to a turbo 400 transmission. There's 4 adapter plates in there that make that possible. She's 380 horsepower, 1,300 foot-pounds of torque. The Patriot's engine is 24 volts. It has a 24-volt starter, but the rest of the system is run off of 12 volts. I turn on the 24-volt ignition and give the injection pump some fuel, and she cranks over. As soon as she starts, I shut off all the 24 volts and the system runs completely off of 12 volts. The reason I needed 12 volts is for your common stuff like your vacuum pump for the brake booster, the air pumps for my air suspension, and all my electronics and turn signals and headlights and stuff like that. The inside of it's kind of crazy. We don't have a traditional style throttle pedal. We do all the throttle by hand with a boat throttle. The only pedal we have is a brake pedal. Put some door bars in it to get in and out a little easier. Just as simple as possible. The suspension on this is pretty crazy. It's all custom air suspension. The back end is all cantilever bars. So we run what we call trunnions in the middle with bearings. That's where the main load of all the weight is going to go to. All the airbag plates, pipes, everything we made in-house, me and my buddies. The rear end's basically a triangulated 4-link. The chassis, the 20-foot sticks that make the frame rails are 2x6 and they're quarter wall thick. We got a lot of pass-through bars for bracing. All the brakes are done in stainless steel. All the copper tubing is the conduit that we use to run the electrical wire. Since the completion of the Patriot in August, we drove it 600 miles in Nebraska. Then we took it to Fort Smith, Arkansas, to the Darryl Starbird show where we won the Rat Cup. Put some miles on in Arkansas, and then from there we took it to St. Louis, Missouri for Wrenchfest, and we put some miles on it there. I'd say total in the past 3 months we probably have about 2,000 miles on it. She goes 65 miles an hour right now, but she gets there pretty fast.